Hi guys, it's Ryan here with Signal Survival. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about camouflage and concealment in the wilderness for the grey man. Stay tuned, it's going to be a good one. Okay guys, so the biggest problem I've got with camouflage and concealment is that everyone in like the survivalist community or the prepping community, they go to two places really. They go to the military sort of setting or the ideas, and they go to like people who hunt. Some hunting camouflage can be really effective. The problem is that it's also, generally speaking, it has like a tendency to have like orange flashes or yellow flashes on it for safety reasons. Also, like, it kind of stands out, you know, when you're not in the woods or when you get found. And in the same way, military clothing stands out when you get found or when you get seen. So, you know, it's very difficult to cross-translate military style clothing or hunting clothes with sort of like everyday reasons for wearing it. What do I mean by that? So if you get found or you're just patrolling and somebody sees you in military clothing, when you are walking around an area and you're scoping it out or you're trying to blend in, you really don't need to wear military style clothes, because if you come across somebody by accident, the first thing they're going to think is, why is this person wearing military style clothing? It stands out, okay? So what I'm wearing right now is a good example for the season that I'm in, springtime, of clothing that can blend in very well with my natural surrounding. Obviously I have different shades of coloured shirts, so a lighter green if I'm in a lighter area, which would probably suit this area a little bit better actually. I have like orange and sort of brown or blue. Generally speaking, another rule of thumb is not to wear black. These black trousers and these black boots, they stand out. There's no black in nature, believe it or not, but you do get like dark shades of blue sometimes. You know, you'd be better off wearing blue actually, like kind of like the shade that's on my undergarment here. That is better than wearing black. I'm wearing black just because I wear black quite often, but let me show you a better option for covering yourself. So I'm in some thick undergrowth at the moment. This is kind of where you want to be if you want to blend in a bit more. I'm not saying you necessarily have to be in the thick undergrowth. There's 7 S's to camouflage and concealment. Now, I'm not going to go into that in this video. One of the elements of that is all about clothing and breaking up identifiable patterns, okay? So the shirt that I'm wearing is very good at doing that, although there are still lines in it and whatnot. From a distance it will be harder to see, and we'll show you that in a second. But there are other options that you might want to consider. You know, this can be super simple. You might already have clothing that will work for this very well. You may not though, but what I do suggest is, if you're just finding something that you're going to slip on quickly for quick time camouflage and concealment, you could just get a green shirt. Let me show you that. So a green shirt like this one, guys, you can just slip on really quick, and you know, make sure the buttons are dark in colour. You know, this can work very well at camouflage and concealment. You know, even if you're just draping it over yourself quickly, you know, you've already got dark colours on, maybe you've got black on, and you just drape it over yourself. Who knows? You know, you also want to be carrying a Shemagh which matches the season that you're in. Okay, so I currently own 3 Shemagh scarves. I own a green one, which you're going to see today. I have a brown one, which is desert colour. That's more for autumn time or for a desert environment. And then I also own a white and black one. White and black work perfectly for a snowy condition or Arctic conditions. You can drape it over yourself and cover yourself up. Not to mention all of the other practical uses that you've got for a Shemagh scarf. So You know, everything from using it as a pressure dressing to an improvised self-defense weapon, warm clothing, you know, you can use it as a towel. So many different things, guys. You can use it to help prepare food, like acorns when they've got to soak, to filter water. The list goes on and on and on. You know, from fire starting through to shelter building. A shemagh can be used for almost anything. So it's also great for camouflage and concealment. Okay guys, so one of the things you might have noticed is things tend to stand out. You know, colours that aren't really blending in. Just the red bag there, the red camera bag. Whereas what I'm wearing, you know, the shirt that I'm wearing blends in a little bit better. From a distance, you probably wouldn't even see what I'm wearing, especially when I'm low to the ground and I've got a low profile, which, you know, we're going to get into all of that in a second video on camouflage and concealment. Now, if I had to cam up very quickly, you know, having some spare clothing that is green, like this, you know, I can slip this on really quickly. Let's have a look at what that looks like now. Okay guys, so automatically, you know, apart from my hands not having gloves on, I did forget my gloves for this video, but generally speaking, I could also just rub dirt onto my hands to take the shine away. I could also do the same for my face. If I just take a low profile, I'm not really going to be seen. Okay guys, so as you can see, I've made a bit of a ghillie suit out of the shemagh using just the natural foliage around me. In this instance, I've had a quick fix. I've been lucky because I've been able to utilise a duckweed. So when I was a kid, I used to play with duckweed and we used to stick it on each other at school, right? But this is great. So I've taken like dead grass and the brown matter and sprinkled that in with the duckweed, and the duckweed acts like a glue. It binds this to the cloth, but easily just comes off very quick. So this is great for breaking up my silhouette and the signature that my body naturally gives off. So I can cover myself with all these clothing items, and the clothing actually breaks me up from a distance. But generally speaking, you know, if we want to get technical about it, it might not be enough when people are coming towards you. So having something like this can really break up that silhouette, can really make you blend in with the surrounding even better. And guess what? The whole time I'm able to look through the cloth and I can generally see what's coming towards me, what's around me. I have to stay very still and move very slowly, but I can still observe whilst this is on and covering me. So yeah, might be something you want to be thinking about. Another thing you could do is that the Shemagh Scarf itself has loads of threads that you can just pull out slightly, and you can just feed twigs and foliage into that. This is an item that I would not want to be without, guys. Like I say, I've got multiple colours because the seasons change, so you want to be packing, you know, the 3 different colours, the browns, the greens and the whites, because you just never know when it's going to snow and you might need to camouflage yourself. Things tend to stand out, you know, colours that aren't really blending in. Just the red bag there, the red camera bag, and the black on it. The black stands out, doesn't it? Basically, you can take what is around you and you can enhance your camouflage. Obviously, the clothing alone is enough from a distance. You know, if you don't have a Shemagh Scarf, then, you know, you want to be looking at taking like the duckweed and putting it onto yourself potentially, or fitting foliage into your clothing. If somebody stumbles across you and actually catches you, you just say, oh yeah, sorry, I haven't eaten or drank anything in a while, I'm feeling a bit woozy, I fell into the bush here and all this stuff got in my clothes. Like, you can sort of play it off, do you know what I mean? Whereas, you know, if you're wearing camouflage clothing and a ghillie suit, you know, you are going to stand out and you're going to look like you're doing reconnaissance, or you're a suspicious individual at that point, aren't you? So if I'm just wearing green clothes, it might just be that I like the colour green. That's all I'm going to say to someone, you know. Generally speaking, that should be enough of an excuse. I mean, obviously they could say, what are you doing in this area? Are you watching our camp? You know, are you doing this? Are you doing that? You just say, look, I'm just out and about, I like the colour green, I got lost, I've been wandering for quite a few hours or quite a few days now, and I'm really glad to see you guys, like, you know, and you can just either be on your way or whatever the situation is. It could be, it's always going to be different, isn't it? It could be that you're in an escape and evasion situation, you know, in which case you want to hope that they don't see you from afar. And you know, the main thing there is just not to move, guys. That's the main thing. What did you think of that? I really think that the Shemagh Scarf is a useful tool. It's just something that I've been developing as one of my survival tools for a very long time. Whether if it's a medical use, a self-protection use, you know, a camouflage use, a survival use in general, where I'm using it for shelter building or fire starting or filtering water or carrying something. So many uses, but also that's off topic a little bit, isn't it? Let's talk about the clothing element. So if you're in a bad situation, a shit hit the fan situation, an escape and evasion situation, pack different colours of clothing, like these shirts, that have seasonal uses, okay? So the orange and blue shirt that I have blends really well in an autumn sort of time setting. The white Shemagh that I've got, you know, that can cover me in a snow setting. You know, I might want to choose to wear a bit more black in that sort of environment. But generally speaking, all year round, shirts of this sort of colour, this is actually yellow, red, blue and green. There's hardly any green in this, it's more blue than anything. But as you can see, it does blend in quite well. If I was just wearing a plain green shirt, that might show up my signature and my silhouette very well, more so than what this would, because this blends in. It breaks up the pattern. The eyes are very good at looking at something and going, yeah, that's a human body that's hiding in a bush that's wearing green. So just think about things like that. You know, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. It was super fun, super excited to get this one out there and see what you guys think. Thanks a bunch for sticking with me throughout. Let me know in the comment section if you could see me, whether if that was at 5 meters or 10 meters distance. Obviously anything past 10 meters distance you're probably going to really struggle to see anything, okay? And it's going to blend in really well. So if you could see me, then let me know how long it took you to actually find me. You know, if you didn't find me, then great. You know, let me know what you thought of the Shemagh and the ghillie use with that. Please do like and subscribe. We've got more content like this coming on a range of topics. So yeah, till next time, thanks for watching.